In this section we'll learn how to create a navigation menu like this one, which can have menus and submenus and also mega menus. And we'll also take some time to learn how to make this menu more accessible. And by accessible I mean that you can navigate through it using the keyboard. I'm just using my keyboard here to navigate through the links. So let's close this one, and let's always make sure you have your MAMP server open, and I'm gonna change to my theme and start npm. And let's go to the admin page in a new tab. Admin. In the appearance menu here, go to menus, and you'll find this page where you can drag and drop pages or posts, or you can create your custom links and create a menu. So we can add a page here and position it or make it sub menu and save. But the question is how to display this menu in your website. And the process is similar to adding this sidebar here. We first registered a sidebar, and then we dragged and dropped some widgets, and then we displayed this sidebar. So let's do this, but this time for menus. So let's go to our folder and create a new file in the lib folder and call it navigation. And make sure you include this file in functions of PHP. So let's do that. And inside navigation, let's open PHP tags and register our first menu. So let's create a new function and prefix. And let's call it register menus. And to register a menu, we need to hook into an action called init. And let's give it the function that we will create now. So inside this function, we call like the register sidebar, we call a function called register nav menus. And it takes an array of locations, and we'll see what locations mean in a moment. So let's create an array, and inside the array we'll create a location called main menu, and this is the key, and the value is a string that will appear in the admin area. So let's call it main menu, and of course any string we type, it needs to be escaped and translated. So let's use escape HTML __ and then the string, and then the theme domain. So let's save, and let's see now our menus page in the admin area. So let's refresh, and as you can see, we now have the option to assign this menu to this location, main menu, and we can actually have many locations. So let's define another one. Let's duplicate this, and maybe footer menu. And now we have main menu or footer menu. So let's assign this to the main menu and save. So we now have a menu created and assigned to the main menu location. And the location is a place in the theme where you will display this menu. So we have the main menu, which will be here. And we'll not do that, but you can have another menu, the footer menu, which you can display it somewhere in the footer. So we need now to display the main menu in this area in the header. So let's go to the header.php. And this will be similar to the dynamic sidebar function. So let's first create a div with a class of c-navigation, and that's of course for my styling. And inside of it another one, o-container. And then let's create a an HTML5 nav tag. And make sure you use this tag for any navigation menu. So I'm gonna give it a class header nav, and it takes the role of navigation, and it takes an attribute called aria-label, and this is for accessibility for people who use screen readers. And inside the attribute value you just describe what this navigation is. So in our case it's the main navigation. So let's open PHP and escape HTML and echo and type main navigation, and the domain, which is theme name. And let's close the nav tag. And finally let's display our menus. So to display our menu we use a function called wp-nav-menu, and it takes some arguments, an array of arguments. And the most important argument is the theme location. So in our case, the theme location is the key that we gave here, so main menu. So let's save now and see our website. So as you can see, we have our menu items here, but as you notice, we have filtered before each title, exactly like the posts. So remember in the child theme when we added the filter to filter the post title, and then we added the string? This happened to the navigation items title too, and the reason is the navigation item is a special kind of post. So I'm having a guide here about post types, and we'll learn more about post types later, but I just need to mention an important information, that WordPress has many types of content, and these are described as post types. So let's go to the backend here, and we know that we can create posts and pages, and both of them are post types. So the post is a post type of type post, and the pages are post types of type page, and they are stored in the same table in the database, and they are differentiated by a column called post type. And the purpose of this is to categorize what type of content are we dealing with. So we can have posts and we can have pages, and later we'll learn how to add more, like a portfolio items and stuff like that. But WordPress comes with default post types, which are posts and pages as we mentioned, and attachments and revisions and navigation menu. So actually each one of these items is considered a post, and its title is the navigation label. And this is the reason why we had the filtered text before the navigation label of the menu item. But also, as you can notice, we have it twice here sometimes, and the reason is it also got filtered when you added a page or a post in the navigation menu. So it's added here, and then we saved, so the title was saved as filtered blog, and then it got filtered again when we displayed it here, so filtered blog. So that was just a quick note. So let's add our child theme to a workspace. And then let's remove the filter, the title filter, and refresh. And I will have it removed from some links, but others is still there because it's already saved to the database. So the only way to remove them is to remove them from the title here. So let's create a new menu actually instead of modifying this. And let's give it a name. And let's just add some pages. And save, and before saving, assign it to the main menu. And now I have our menu. So I already have my menu style here, but I just want to show you what would it look like without styling. So my styling is that the source assets says, and then components, and then header. So let's remove the styling for the header, for the navigation. And this is how it will look like. It's a very simple unordered list. So we have a UL here with an ID and a menu, and you can change these, by the way, in the WP nav menu function. But I'm just gonna use these classes. And then we have for each item an li and a link. And if you have a submenu, we'll have some extra classes here. So we have menu item has children, and if we open this li in addition to the link, we'll have another UL with a class submenu, and it will contain the other menu items, the children menu items. So in the next lecture I will walk you through how I styled these menu items, but I won't type the whole CSS on screen, so just take a quick look and then we'll do some other stuff. So see you in the next lecture.